Gotta hit the yeah. Let's go, Buzzer! Up here. Bam! You will miss it!
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What's going on, everybody? This is the Sons of Montezuma podcast, a Kiss the Rings episode. We want to thank you, all you guys, for joining us this evening, this Super Bowl Sunday. The Aztecs, well, they lose a big one on the road, 70-66 against Nevada in Reno. We were there. We're going to recap all of it. And as you guys know, I am Mateo.
I'm an Aztec warrior. Ah!
You can find me at Mateo San Diego on Twitter. Of course, you can find us at Sons of Monty on Twitter. And before we get into the game, I want to introduce my co-hosts. They were on the trip with me. Well, you cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain him. SD Sports Fiend. Are you rested, man, after getting back from Reno?
No, not at all. I had a great time in Reno, but I'm really tired. I did snooze through, I think, the first quarter of the football game because it was pretty boring, but it was a really exciting ending, and definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah. We're gonna get into the big game a little bit because it is Super Bowl Sunday. It's such a big day for everyone. We were up there, of course. You guys know he went from East County to East Tahoe. Okay, it's Reno. It's Reno. Mike, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
What's up, guys? I'm glad you made it home safely. We had a good time with you up here, so I'm glad you guys were able to spend a couple days with us.
Yeah, Mike opened up his doors, and me and Fiend terrorized the local neighborhood. Snow was on the ground. It was a little chilly out there. We didn't terrorize nobody. We were well behaved. Were we on our best behavior, Mike? What do you think, man? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, you guys found me. I don't know about the Nevada fans. They weren't really throwing it, but you know.
That was all my doing.
Oh,
I know
boy.
they weren't happy with me at the game because I was freezing all their free throw shooters. It was like dead quiet in the Lawler Center, and I'm freezing all of their free throw shooters, and they kept missing too, which was awesome. And but then I kept getting these really evil stares from all the fans, and I'm really surprised we made it out of there without a scratch. And I apologize if I put you guys in any harm's way, but I had to cheer on my team and try to find victory any way we could.
Well, we did make it home in one piece, back in San Diego. Me and Fiend back in San Diego. Mike still up there in Reno. Thank you, Mike, for all your hospitality. Before we get any further, I want to make sure everybody is checking out the sonsofmontezuma.com online shop. We got posters, we got hats, beanies, t-shirts. We have a new NIL signee coming up this week that we're going to announce. His gear is going to be made available for all you guys. And you know what? One second, because this week we're also going to be releasing, I know I posted it out there the other week. We got some kicks, guys. We got some kicks. Some brand new Sons of Monty Chucks. These things are fire. And they're actually very comfortable, Mike. I know we were talking about, you were asking if they were comfortable. They are very comfortable. Yes, good on the feet. So we'll be releasing those this week, and make sure you guys support our NIL shop for the guys. You know, Super Bowl Sunday, guys. What'd you think about this game? Overtime. We told everybody we're going to talk a little bit about it. We see you guys in the comments and the chats on Helic. The shoes has got to be all about the shoes. But man, Reno was like what, 90% 49ers fans up there. Everybody was decked out in Niners gear. Everybody. I mean, did you hear everybody crying up there or in the neighborhood, Mike?
Real bummer to see them lose, dude. Sucks, man. After they behaved on Friday night, absolutely.
25-22. Dude, the Chiefs. The Chiefs. Okay, I have a bone to pick though, because I tweeted out there, no more Super Bowls for Tony Romo, please. No more Super Bowls for this dude. Like I liked it at first because he gives like really good in-depth analysis. But on that final play, dude, it's overtime. Kansas City wins on the final play. Touchdown. It's an emotional moment, like back to back. Nobody thought the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl in the middle of the season, dude. And for them to be underdogs and pull it out, like live in the moment, have some fun with it. And he's over here being a nerd, like trying to dissect the diagram, the play. And it's like, no, I don't want to hear that right now. Like, let's have some fun. Like, enjoy the moment. Fiend, did he tap into your soul with the diagram of that play, like the X's and O's and stuff?
Well, you know me, man. I'm definitely a nerd at heart, so I kind of enjoyed it. But it was a fantastic football game, especially that last quarter. Like I said, the first half really sucked. I thought the commercials were all terrible. I didn't see. Did anyone have one good commercial that they liked?
Yes, there was like
Really?
2 or 3. That was it. The other ones were just divisive bullshit that they throw out there for, like, you know what I mean? Like the
Well,
one commercial with the Kia commercial where the little girl is skating in her backyard and her grandpa gets to see her. I mean, before he probably passes away, and he was crying and stuff like that. Like, you need more commercials like that with how much divisiveness we're having in this country right now with all the bullshit going on, dude. We need let's bring some commercials that like warm your heart, dude. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, a lot of the commercials were just dumb, dude. Like, oh, you know what? My favorite commercial, the Dunkin' Donuts one with Ben Affleck.
See, I thought that was so cheesy.
I loved it. That's what's so great about it, bro.
Stupid. No, because you're taking like a movie, you know, that was what 20 years ago, and then you're adding in the taglines and everything that made them fake. Get something new, you know. I mean, did you like Jesus washing feet? I mean,
no, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It was dumb.
Like, I didn't see that one. I missed that one.
What was the point of that? I don't know who paid for that. Maybe it was.
The point was to reduce the divisiveness that's in this country and to bring everyone together.
I don't know. But you might want to ask religious people how they feel about that. I'm assuming they probably don't like it. Let's just put it like that.
Well, I didn't see it, so I got to catch up on that one.
I don't know. I see a lot of people tweeting about how they did not care for that commercial for whatever reason. So
Carl Weathers was cool. I like that.
Yeah.
There was a FanDuel. Okay, I see you, Sarah. The FanDuel had a commercial with Carl, like honoring Carl Weathers, like in or was something he recorded before the Super Bowl.
He recorded before he died, I think.
Oh wow! Yeah. I got to see that. I
don't think he made it after he passed away. So he
No. Well, I haven't seen it. I don't know if they were like it was tribute or something like that.
It was a FanDuel where he just happened to be with Gronkowski, and at the end they probably took a shot of him just handing there and it said, in memory. So that was cool.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. He recorded before he died. Yeah, he probably did it when he was alive.
Okay, all right. T-Mac, sorry about that. Thank you for your wonderful gift. We're gonna get to your super chat question. We're gonna really get into that because what a weekend. Super Bowl Sunday. We made the trip out to Reno. Of course, the Aztecs lost. We're gonna get all into it. Sorry, T-Mac. You're a Niners fan, so It
was a great game, man. Like,
tough weekend for you.
Yeah, that was one of the better Super Bowls. At least I thought it was. I mean, last year I think the Philadelphia got screwed, but I think this was a fair game and a good game, and it came down to the end. And I don't know, Patrick Mahomes is something else, man.
Yeah. That was the big difference, man. You got Patrick Mahomes on one side, and I mean, I really like Purdy. I think he's going to be a fantastic quarterback. Still needs some growth though. That Niners team is legit, man. McCaffrey. I wish they would have just kept running, just keep running.
The game changed when that guy tore his Achilles or whatever coming off the sideline. Greenwall, like he's their start. Whatever happened to him, Greenwall, right? He's going to starting linebacker back.
That was a really good injury.
Yeah, and that since when he went out, that whole defense had changed. So I think that's unfortunately I think that's what was the difference. Yeah, the whole Taylor Swift thing's crazy.
Taylor Swift won. Oh man, yeah, she chugged that beer live on TV. Everybody's like, Barstool's tweeting out, one of us. She's chugging a beer. Like took her like 5 minutes to do it.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro, because like her favorite number is 13, right? And you know how many games she's watched as a Chiefs fan with Travis Kelce? 13.
It's our
I
best
don't know.
friend.
I still think
Harper.
I still think the NFL's scripted, but whatever.
Well, yeah, no proposals, no proposals. And that is true. Eden Art Garden Amusement Museum. Taylor Swift has almost enough money to be an NFL owner. She's
She
rolling
might
in it,
one day.
man. Her, if her and Travis put their, join forces, good lord, maybe they could buy the Chargers.
The
Bring it to
Taylor,
Hollywood.
the Christopher Walken commercial wasn't bad. I enjoyed that one too.
All right, D-Mac. All right, D-Mac. Did we dedicate enough time to the Super Bowl? Okay, we'll get into we'll get into Braden Eak's question, and then we'll finish our Super Bowl coverage. Where does Pat rank on your GOAT list, guys?
For what? Quarterbacks?
For GOAT list, yeah, quarterbacks. Come on. His career's not over yet, so let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Maybe 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's first?
Oh man, come on.
It's Brady
Gotta be-
Manning, and then probably
be
Philip
Brady.
Rivers. I think it's probably Brady Manning, Philip Rivers.
Rex Grossman.
By the way, that is straight up whatever you want to call it. That Antonio Gates did not get in the Hall of Fame on his first ballot. That's absolutely ridiculous. They should be ashamed of themselves. Antonio and what's his name, Andre Johnson, and then the other guy. Come on, dude. Antonio Gates is arguably the greatest tight end ever. He should have got in.
Rex Grossman.
Okay. Did you have a Jay Cutler jersey that just said it said a Cutler? It said pick 6.
No, you know what? You know what, Mike? This bores me. I want to talk about Nevada.
I don't want to.
Let's move on. Let's move on because we T-Mac, you've been a supporter. We don't want further
You talking about Colorado State?
the dagger. We don't want to continue with that. Okay, guys, we all know Aztecs had a rough go of it. I mean, it was a great game. It was an exciting game. We were there in overtime, 70-66, Nevada, the Wolf Pack. They let us know that they won. Everywhere we went after the game, they were letting us know, chanting Wolfpack. We had all our Aztec Sons of Monte gear up and down Reno, and they were chanting everywhere we went, Wolfpack, Wolfpack. 70-66 in overtime, though, guys. And Mike, you said something after the game. We want to get your takes because you got to deal with the repercussions up there in Reno. You said, hey, they made one more play than us. Are you sticking by that, a couple days after now, when you look back on that game?
They just made
summing it up.
I don't know if they just made one more play. You know what I mean? And at the end, they just made one more play than us. And so, I mean, hand it to them. They play well up here. You know what I mean? Their fans don't win very often, and they let us know. And like I said, I told you, this is how Nevada fans are up here, and you got to see it in person. They don't beat us very often. So when they lose, they beat us, they get a little obnoxious. So, and you saw it. I mean, so
credit to them, though. Credit to them. I mean, they weren't as bad as New Mexico.
But like I got the bulk of it, man. I got the bulk of it. Honestly, the guys were coming running, talking to me because they couldn't get the Fiend 4 or 5 seats in, and they're giving me. I'm like, what the fuck are you bugging me for, man? I'm not the one to go over there, bro. So we'll have to. I mean, we thank Connor for the tickets and stuff. So he got us good tickets, and he was cool and stuff. But yeah, that's just, you get to see what I go through when they beat us up here. You know what I mean? The same thing last year. Like, when you're not used to winning all the time, you don't know how to behave.
Well, Fiend pointed it out. I mean, all the banners they had hanging in there, all the CBI banners that they celebrated, even if it was like a one and done in the CBI tournament, like they hung up every single thing in that arena. Like you walking in the hallways and it's like popcorn ceiling. Yeah, it's like total retro. Like this thing was built in the 70s or something like that. But it's a good arena. Reno's a great destination. It's a fun destination. Their fans, they had a good run with Musselman, and now they got a chance to really do some damage if they can take care of this week. Fiend, I'm seeing the super chat from T-Mac. Nevada owes us for keeping their NCAA tournament hopes alive. Every loss hurts me. Our net ranking stayed the same and then improved by 2. It's kind of weird how that works, right? Nevada beats us, but since that's a quality win for them, it kind of kind of seesaws and acts as a little bit of a boost for us, as Mr. Schaefer says, catapults us to stay the same or improve in the net rankings by 2.
Yeah, and I think the net rankings, the reason why we went up is because some of the teams that we had beaten earlier in the year are playing a lot better. Like Gonzaga got that win over Kentucky on the road. So that's a huge boost in their, net rankings. And same with St. Mary's. They're on a huge win streak. I think Gonzaga or Grand Canyon's playing great. UCSD is playing great. So all these teams that we played in the non-conference are playing well now, and that's just helping boost our resume up, which is great. But I agree with you that Nevada fans, that they have to celebrate whatever they can.
Dude, they rushed the court. They rushed the court after the game. They literally rushed the court
in a
after the game.
game that they were favored by 2.5, and we've seen that quite a bit from some of these teams in the Mountain West, where they get a big win and they're favored. Like, you shouldn't be rushing the court when you're favored in a game. But it is a game that I think they did need to have, and this kind of puts them in the conversation of that extra bid, possibly 6. I don't think we're going to get 7, but possibly 6 bids, maybe. 5 is more realistic, but they needed this. They've gotten couple of huge wins on the road at Utah State, then beating us at home. Those are both quad 1 wins, and they didn't have a very good out of conference strength of schedule. So they need these wins probably more than we do in the Mountain West. Again, yeah, I agree with Mike. It came down to one play, a couple of plays, but we certainly had our chances to win. And you just hope that the guys learn from this and they can translate that into winning some close games.
Now let's talk about it though. Jaden Ledee led all scorers with 20. A lot of free throws, right? 12 free throws. But the big bugaboo that we keep kind of mentioning are the turnovers, and he had 7 big ones. For as much as he's been dominant, it just seems now the teams, and we've talked about it for a couple of weeks now, right, guys? Is just the double teaming, the really swarming to him once he gets the ball down in the low block. Something we've talked about at nauseum at this point. Where okay, well, how else can we get him to be productive? Because he's a mismatch nightmare for everyone. How else can we get him to be productive, maybe away from that low block position, because they just collapse on him, and then he will make a play, get the ball out, but it seems like more often than not, it's either non-productive when he passes it out, or it's a turnover, and it's a problem. It's a problem at this point, guys. We talked about it a lot after the game. I mean, I'm kind of at the thinking that, okay, Mountain West teams know him. They're studying him all season. It's a grueling, road schedule. So everybody studies each other up. When you get to the tournament, the actual big tournament, the scouting report, that's what they're going to try to do. But not every team's going to be able to do that. Either of you guys got any thoughts before we get on Angelica's super chat question or comment?
I mean, what do they say? You don't know how you're going to react till you get punched in the face. I mean,
Well,
this is kind of,
we keep getting punched in the face with the same jab, though. It's like they're just jabbing us, and we're not reacting properly.
4-4 in the last 8 games or something like that, right? Or whatever it is. But like, they need it's, and I don't think they just, I don't think they figured out Ledee. They just know how to guard him now. I mean, that's not, it's simple as that, man. So. He's going to have to make some adjustments. The team's going to have to make some adjustments, and guys are going to have to play better. You know what I mean? Like last year when we were playing, like, we had more team ball, I think, towards the end, and that's what got us to where we got. And I'm not saying the team's not playing team ball, but sometimes there's a lot of standing around with, Jaden, and they're coming quick to him and getting it right when he gets it. So I mean, you can see it. He's having trouble, and then when he puts the ball down, it's all the hands are there, and he loses it.
Yeah,
unfortunately, quite a bit. You know what I mean? So, but.
Don't get me wrong, man. I mean, he's the most productive player we have offensively. He's the man. So I don't want to be like, it's Jaden's fault, we're jumping on him. No. Far from the truth. I mean, 20 points. He's a beast. But there's just those things. I mean, and this was a close game, guys. Overtime, on the road, hostile environment. This is playing against the Aztecs is everybody's Super Bowl, as we've been saying. So it's not just Super Bowl Sunday. Like it's every single week is their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't want to be like, hey, we're harping on Jay, but it's just that's what the teams are bringing right now. That's what it is.
And we aren't in this game without him. So it's what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think in addition to the turnovers, what that does is when you turn the ball over in the post and you're trying to pass out to your teammates, that can lead to fast break points on the other end. And we've had some possessions where he's turned the ball over and that's costed us a bucket on the other end. I've talked about it before. I'd like to see him more move around. I'd like to see more pick and roll where he's not stationary. It's very hard to double team someone when they're not stationary, right? When they're moving around. I think that would open up some space for him. I think, he can hit those mid-range shots. He can take it to the hoop. He can, challenge guys from that, like mid-range area. And I think it would open up some other players, to without him having to make those quick decisions with the ball to get the pass, to the right person. So that would just be my strategy on how I would, do it. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, he admits even that he's got to get better in that area. Like he cannot be turning the ball over like that. Like he's got to be able to read the defense and make quick, accurate, passes.
Braden made a good point as far as the team rebounding. I want to say kind of swarming to the ball, and that was another thing we've been talking about. It's been kind of a theme, right? As far as just not having that front court presence of Mensa, AG, KJ. That's just not this year's team, and I think it's kind of a rude awakening for some of our fans, but it shouldn't be. I mean, realize what this team is, what they're great at, what they're really good at. It's a different year, it's a different team, but I mean, come on, they're right in the thick of things, when it comes to competitiveness. Mountain West is crazy good this year, crazy special. We can always say woulda, coulda, shoulda, but for what this team is right now, yeah, they got a lot of work they need to do. But there's no doubt in my mind, with some tweaks here and there, with maybe a little bit better refereeing situation. How many whistles were there in this game? Just an amazing amount of fouls. There was no flow really, and
it was physical though. The guys physical. Were physical. I mean, they're two physical defensive teams that played each other, and so you're going to expect to have more fouls in that type of game. I agree. It totally disrupted the rhythm, but that's what you're going to get when you're in a slugfest. But to your point about the rebounding, there's little things that we can do that is the difference between winning and losing, right? Like fundamentals. Like I know a lot of people picked on Darren Trammell, and I'm not picking on him, and what happened, but I just wanted to just kind of point something out, like not the possession where he shot the 3-pointer. But I think it was a possession before where the ball came to Foster and he got the offensive rebound. But it was because Darren Trammell didn't kind of swing backward to put his, back to Foster facing the rim to box him out, to prevent that offensive rebound. He just kind of let Foster just come right up next to him. And I've seen that from some of our guys where they're not locating players to box out. That's fundamentals of basketball. If you're 5'10", if you can get a guy who's 6'6" on your back, there's a chance that you're going to draw a foul by him going over you. But you have to get in there and and box out. And so it's just little fundamental stuff. And I'm not saying that this is all on Darren Trammell. It's just something that the team needs to look at and get better at, because that's the difference between a win and a loss on the road. If he gets that defensive rebound there and he gets fouled, that game is over. They don't have a chance to tie it in regulation. So I hope the guys are looking at film. I hope they're looking and see just the little things that they can do better, and that is going to make such a huge difference on this stretch run coming down into March.
I mean, you know what? I don't think we've played very few complete games this year, and we're still winning. We're only a game behind. This is like, we're still a very good team, but there's also a lot of other very good teams. So whoever wins this conference, regular season, which I think is more prestigious than the tournament, because you could just get hot for 3 games or whatever. This is going to be one of the most well-earned conference titles in Mountain West history, I think. Not that they're all not well earned, but like this kind of like bloodbath, man, is like some SEC kind of stuff where everybody's a game and a half at the end, you know what I mean? And then some guy from the 8, whatever. I still think UNLV could win the tournament. They're weird, man. Like, they go down to New Mexico and win. They went to Boise State and won, right? Didn't they? And then they get blown out by Air Force at home. They could be the wild card, but like, you have, like Fiend was saying, man, one of Utah State, Colorado State, New Mexico, San Diego State, or Boise State is going to have to play on Wednesday, I think, in Nevada. Sorry. Well, shit, UNLV is right there too. So you have 7 teams within 1.5 games. This is going to be crazy, man. Like, this is going to be crazy. So, but to his point, when he was talking, he's like, one of these teams is going to have to play Wednesday, man. One of those 6 teams is going to have to play Wednesday. I just hope it's not us.
Well, thank you, Angelica, for the super chat. Thank you so much for all your support. She says, combining Mike T's 1 game at a time mentality and Fiend's stats, well, we like to call them Fiendalytics. Will the upcoming Mountain West tournament, will the team find its strength to finish number 1? So I think what you're asking is, will we win the conference in the regular season? Because the Mountain West tournament is its own animal, right? That's 3 games in 3 days, or 4, if you got to play Wednesday. But as far as the regular season goes, I hear what you're saying, Mike. Whoever wins this regular season, man, you earned it. This is a gauntlet. And I didn't think it was going to be like this bad. We were watching that New Mexico game, like you said, and boy, they are impressive. And then they get beat by UNLV, who really, really impressed me. Fiend, you had thoughts on UNLV's point guard. How do you see this thing shaking out in the regular season? Because this is a big one. We're going to find out a lot this week.
Yeah, I mean, you have to hold serve at home. You got to win your home games. I think because Utah State is already 1 game up on us, I really think you got to win that game at Utah State. If we do, then we have the tiebreaker over them, right? Because we've won at Viejas, and we'll have 1 in Logan. We have 1 really tough game in Utah State. UNLV, we don't know which UNLV team is going to show up, right? Could it be the team that got blown out at home by 30, or by Air Force, but 30 points, or is it going to be the team that played the other night at New Mexico? We don't know, and so that's going to be an interesting game. But I like our chances at home with all 3 of the big games that we have left, which are Boise State, Colorado State, and then New Mexico, and then Boise State, right? So I like our chances. If we can win all our games at home, maybe we get a win at Utah State. I think we'll be in good shape. I think we could get that number 1 seed.
Mike, are you taking it 1 game at a time still? Or are you trying your best not to look ahead? I mean, Tuesday we got Colorado State at home. They beat us. We made a furious comeback on the road that game a couple weeks ago. But at home, how are you feeling? 1 game at a time, or what are you doing?
Yeah, hey, damn right, it's 1 game at a time, man. Because so we get home. We get 2 home games this week. We had 2 last week that were Tuesday, Friday. So New Mexico has 2 road games this week. So they go to Nevada, and then they come down to us. So we're at home from Saturday. When did the team leave? Friday night, right? They left Friday night, so they'll be home for a whole week plus. So I think there's something to be said about that, and being at home, and the crowd's gonna be energized. The 6 o'clock on a Tuesday can be a little tough for people showing up there. But you know, it'll man like this. I don't think you can necessarily go 1-1 at home in these two games and have, you know, well, I don't even know if that's right, man. Like you can't go 0-2, 100%, knock on wood. But if we go 2-0, we're in a spot because then we beat New Mexico and Colorado State, who are both ahead of us. You know, and so New Mexico's got, you know, whoever they got to play left. Nevada's got, you know, so it's crazy, man. Like, you know, you just keep winning at home, and then you're gonna have to pick one or two off the road. You're gonna have to, because like I said at the beginning of the year, like this six games might win, 6 losses might win this conference. And I at this point, I think it's going to be a shared title.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you again, Angelica, for that super chat question. Definitely some good stuff. I mean, we're going to learn a lot this week with Colorado State and New Mexico at home. You got to protect home court. And you do that, then you set yourself up. You really set yourself up in a good spot. Of course, let's talk about UNLV and New Mexico a little bit, guys, because that was an interesting game. We were all watching it. A lot of people were watching it. And to see New Mexico go down. Fiend, what are your thoughts about UNLV? Mike, I know you think that they got a chance to, if they can turn some things around, that, you know, keep playing the way they are, they could beat anybody.
That's like every year. We say that every year about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, what I was really impressed with was their point guard, their true freshman point guard, Don Thomas. He is should be a high school senior. I think he reclassified, and so the fact that he's going up against a guy like Jalen House and putting up, I don't know what he put up, 25 points or something like that. I mean, that was just really impressive on the road in the pit. I mean, that just shows that kid, yeah, he's 5 stars. He's really talented, but he's also fearless. And so if that guy, you know, gets going against us, you know, that could be a difficult game for us. I think he's a guy that we're going to have to. He did play pretty well against us, but I don't think he went off like he did at New Mexico. But they are a very talented team. You just, like I say, you just never know which UNLV team you're going to get. I just don't think they're a very consistent team. We'll see coming down the stretch here.
Definitely. It's going to be fun. I hope everybody watching is making their travel plans for Las Vegas and the tournament, because regardless of what happens in the regular season, man, this conference tournament is going to be electric. A lot of fans are going to be there. I think every team's fan base has a reason to be excited for that tournament. You know, whether you do it in the regular season or not, it's really going to go a long ways, I think, with seedings. Of course, we're hoping as many Mountain West teams. I don't think it's going to be 6. I don't think it's going to be 5. I think it'll be closer to 4. But I wouldn't be surprised, and everybody's going to be playing furious ball when it comes to the tournament. But we still got a long ways to go. T-Mac, UNLV is legit, but their defense is not disciplined. That point guard was so composed and did face up House. That was the biggest thing for him to really go toe-to-toe with House, as we mentioned, man. I mean, haven't seen many people be able to do that. And like you said, Fiend, as probably somebody who should still be in high school. Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, House is one of, if not the best perimeter defender, along with Lamont Butler in the Mountain West. And so if that kid can have that kind of success against, you know, a guy that talented, that really showed me a lot about him. I don't know about, you know, if their defense is not disciplined. I mean, they look pretty good against New Mexico. I think they're just what's the term you use, Mike? Helter skelter? Is that for UNLV? They're helter skelter. Schizophrenic.
Yeah.
They're just, you know, they're just not consistent. So
right. But like that's the thing. Like you look at all these teams, like is any of these teams like running off 4 or 5 in a row? No. Like that's what you would usually set the teams apart. But like I would, you know, like New Mexico gets blown out at home or whatever. He gets beat by whatever, and then they beat somebody else by 15 at home. Like to me, that's not consistent. But then it's matchups. So like I always go back to, you know, when I was a Charger fan, when they're in San Diego, you know, they were at the top of the rung from like, you know, with 04 to 09 or whatever. But then the rest of the conference would the rest of the teams in their division would build a team to beat the Chargers. You know what I mean? So I feel like teams like Nevada and Boise, you keep hearing, oh, San Diego State, we like how they play. And Leon Rice said we tried to model after San Diego State. So you're seeing all these teams being built to beat our model. So, that's a compliment, but it's also like, okay, you still have to figure out how to beat those teams. And I think every team is kind of caught up to us a little bit, physically and stuff. So, but that's good for the conference. I like this. You know what I mean? I prefer to win them all, but when all the teams are good, I think it's great for the conference because they're great games. That was a great game in Reno, man. Yeah, that we lost at the end, but that was a great game going to overtime and the energy of the crowd. So, I just think it's great for the conference, man, because you want teams that are good. You know what I mean? But you also want to win, but you want them to play well too, so it helps you out. Look what UCSD went from 247 to 110 or something like that in the KenPom. That's crazy, dude. So we lose and we still jump up two spots. So hey, it'll be interesting to see how the next 6-7 games go.
T-Mac also adds, UNLV does not have a deep bench, and that that's going to be reality come tournament time. 3 games in 3 nights, 4 games in 4 nights, if that's what you got to do to win it all. And nobody wants that because that's really just taxes every single person out there on the court. And that was a big issue, I think, for us on Friday. Lamont Butler fouls out of the game. That's a huge deal, especially, running the point, having ball handling duties. Of course, on the defensive end, that Nevada team trying to handle Blackshear, he's a matchup nightmare for all of us. When we saw Lucas come right out of the gate with pop 2 threes real quick, we put Waters on him, and I think that completely just neutralized his game. But Blackshear was a different animal. You take Lamont Butler out, you're down one more person. Of course, Jay Ledee was playing with 4 fouls much of that second half as well. So, depth is going to be an issue.
Yeah, and give kid Trey Coleman some props, dude. He guarded Reese Waters really well. He's a really, really good defender, dude. He should be a defensive player. He's a candidate for defense player of the year, I think. So, he's a good player. He just held Reese to 7 points. So, going up to Air Force, coming back, leaving the next day. I know these kids are athletes and they're young and they're, they know what they're trying to do and how to accomplish it. Altitude, sea level altitude, 3 or 4 days it's a lot on the body, man. And I think they just kind of maybe ran out of a little juice at the end. But we were in the game. When we were in the game, we shot 3 of 19 from 3. I can't have it. Can't have it, dude. Like, you 18%, that's ridiculous. So with how good we are at a mid-range shooting team, but again, Nevada is pretty big all around the starting lineup. And I think that is what we've been like, and they're trying to, it works, so
yeah.
Just trying to figure out, get a W against Colorado State, get back on the horse.
We had 2 of our 3 worst 3-point shooting days were against Nevada Reno. So, we probably should have learned from the last game that we shouldn't take as many threes, and try to shoot more mid-range and, really attack the hoop. I don't think we attacked the hoop enough. But we'll see. They props to Nevada, man. They're a good defensive team.
Whew. Yeah.
Terrible fans.
Might have been my biggest takeaway towards the end of that game is, you start overtime, we were up 4, couple silly turnovers, bad shot selection. This game should have been ours, almost like the Boise game, almost like the Colorado State game.
It felt like one we gave away.
Yeah.
Well, when they threw it into Ledee up top and they hit it back, it went from, it could have been a 6-point lead to down to 2, and that's when the momentum swung. So it's just, hey, growing pains, and get back on for 2 this week and have an opportunity to get back in the win column.
Okay. Well, let's look at it, guys. The standings are Utah State. They beat up on Boise. What
if Utah State goes to Wyoming and loses?
Ooh, they're at 8-3 right now.
And they're 8-4, and Wyoming 6-5. That Wyoming's 1.5 games back. Like, this is crazy, dude. I love this, man. Like, I love this type of stuff because, like, even the football. I'm almost 45. Like, when you're growing up, you know, I love Steve Young and the 49ers, and I would watch him play the Cowboys, and they just could never beat the Cowboys. And you get pissed. I hope he breaks his leg, blah, blah, blah. You know, as a kid, you're just like a punk, you know. But now as you get older, you're like, man, these guys are balling, dude. They just won. They you know, they play well and they beat us, and you know, we beat them sometimes. And I think that's it takes something special to run through a conference every year and win every year. I mean, we win more often than we don't because of all the banners, not the CBI banners, Nevada fans. But like, you know, this is gonna. I think this, to me, in all the years I've been watching it, this is the most prestigious Mountain West regular season title that we have had, and it comes in the 25th year. So I think that's pretty cool.
So Utah State is at 8-3. They're in first place, like we said, taking down Boise, and they took them down at home. They named their court right after what's his name's Coach Stu. Is that Coach Stu? Is that
yeah, Stu Morrill.
I mean, okay, all right. You want to name the court after him? He's their guy. He's their guy. I get it. And then second place is Colorado State, who we play this Tuesday. They are at 7-4. They've won 4 in a row, I believe. Is that true? 4 in a row? They might be the hottest team right now, right? Other than Nevada. Then you got New Mexico at 7-4, and you got us, San Diego State at 7-4, and Boise at 7-4. So it's just a log jam. This game against Colorado State, it's a big one. It's a big one. What's that? Then let's see. After that, we got Nevada at 6-4, who's hot. UNLV at 6-4, and then Wyoming, like you said, and everybody else just drops off from there. But that's the order of things. And this week is a I don't want to say it's a make or break, but it's going to reveal a lot. And Aztecs fans, we got to show out. We've got to show up. This week is our week. 2 games at home. I know it's tough after losing on the road again. This team's woes on the road, they're apparent, but if you look at the stats, we haven't generally been successful in Nevada. Haven't generally been successful against a lot of these teams on the road as far as in the big picture thing, the big scope of things. So this week is a big one. Yeah, that's true. Larry Joe, UNLV could easily be 8-2 in the Mountain West. I mean, they should have beat Utah State that first game, like you said. They had that one at home and at Colorado State. Okay, yeah, I got you. So, Mike,
Fiend made another friend in opposing arena this weekend. I don't know if you have a picture of it. He's chopping it up with some Nevada with a great beard. I can't remember if his fly was down or not, but no. And then big Matt Ridley showed up, man. He was tripping, dude. With he had like a pouch. I thought I was like, bro, did you start going to the gym? Like when he pulls out like 2 flags, he pulls out like I spent like water. I'm like, bro, holy cow, man! What a jacket.
We had a great time. Aztec Nation was well represented. There was about 80 Aztecs fans, and we sat all together, us, but that 80 group, right? The donors and whatnot, they sat them all the way up at the top. Mike, what's up with that? Why is Nevada Reno not being as hospitable as they were to us? What's going on?
That's why I stopped buying tickets. When I lived there, I would go on trips. I would stop buying tickets through the flip department because they always give bad seats. We give good seats to their team. That's where they're right behind me in queue. So I remember we went to I don't know where it was. Oh, Arizona. Well, we played Arizona in the Sweet 16 in Anaheim. The tickets our allotment was like back up high. So that's not a new thing. Bagnus was there. He's wild, man. I love hanging out with him, dude. So we got to hang out with him and chill and stuff. So, but yeah, they were up there, man. I don't know, dude. I don't know. But hey, that wasn't our problem. We had good seats.
Shout out to Matt Bagnus. And of course, Big Matt Ridley showing up, rolling with the Sons of Montezuma. That was a great time.
The side note, the highlight of the weekend, it's got to be SD Sports Sweet Pizza. I mean, that was Even my mother-in-law, who's Italian, goes, "Wow, look at that,
Dude.
Oh, I've never seen it." I'm like, it's high praise, dude. But that was great pizza. Awesome.
Thank you. I brought a little Chicago to Reno, so I had to bust out my Chicago deep dish pizza and show you what it's all about.
Dude, it was awesome. It was awesome. And then Connor came over with Bella, and they had pizza. Connor was the guy who helped us with tickets, and they had so much fun. He really liked you guys, so he was. They thought, he's like, hey, Fiend and Mateo, I like those guys, and so he said hi. So, but that was fun, man. Fun,
this man
pizza.
with his bare hands made pizza and sauce and the crust and all that good. Yes, it was very delicious.
I think he had a helper.
I did. Harper, yeah, your daughter. She was helped me make the dough and the sauce. So very proud.
Dude, she loved that. She loved that. She loved doing that. So thanks for doing that with her. She loves doing stuff like that.
It's fun.
Yes, Eden Lobos fans are the sorest winners. Boy, we've been seeing a lot of action, man. Anytime we do anything, they're in our mentions on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, trolling. I'm looking forward to that game. What is that this weekend? I'm looking forward to that game. Talk about a little bit of delusion, guys. We do gotta shine a little light on ourselves sometimes, guys, because sometimes us as fans we could be a little emotional, right, guys? I mean, we could have a little emotional damage. But some of the posts I've been seeing out there on social media, Fiend, do we need to address it? Do we need to address some of these like questionable posts, especially on Facebook? Like Facebook it's a little ridiculous at times. I mean, I saw somebody post on the Facebook fan group, no, this is not a tournament team. They lost again to an unranked team, not a tournament team. Like, you're in the fan group, dude. You are in the fan group, and you're saying we're not a tournament team because we lost in overtime on the road to a legit Nevada team that's well coached. Like, I'm sorry. I don't really care for him, but he's an excellent coach. He gets a lot out of the team.
I mean, that's just the nature of some of the fans. Not everyone's like that, but the sky is falling when you have one close loss on the road, and then you get a big win, and yeah, we're winning the national championship. So you just got to take it with a grain of salt. I mean, yeah, I look at some of these posts and I just have to laugh because they're ridiculous, and certainly I don't share those sentiments, and it just is what it is. And I think Mike hit it on the head. Was it last episode we talked about the keyboard warriors? And there's no consequences, there's no accountability for those words. But it's unfortunate when they're spewing a lot of hate towards our players about their height and stuff like that. And not nice. And when they're tagging them in posts, that's just disgusting. So we need to be better than that. But every fan base has their toxicity. We are not immune to it. It just is what it is. And thank God we're not in that camp.
Well, I do want to point out the positive ones. Not everybody is being overly emotional. In the Facebook, I see Jade Noel. I hope I'm saying that right. She says a sad loss, but we still love our Aztecs, and she's got a picture of her little doggy with a Aztec handkerchief around its neck, bandana around its neck. So that's a good one. And then I love this one from Will. I hope I'm saying his name right. Also, Will Ortonio. I think that's Ortunio. What a game. Thank you, Aztecs, for giving Nevada and their fans diarrhea. Yes, they won, but it wasn't easy. We may have lost the fight, but they had to change their shorts. Love it. Hey, Nevada, bring an extra pair of underwear for our next meet. Go Aztecs. See, so you do have some positive posts in the Facebook chat.
Love it.
Okay, Justin Golden. I don't go to road games, so I'm not ranking fans, but I hate UNM and USU. That's okay. You got hate in your heart. Let it out. It's all right. Guys, how we feeling for Colorado State? How we feeling?
Got to get some revenge on them. We lost a tough one up there. I mean, we've had our opportunities in all of these road games, except for towards the end against New Mexico. But we've been in a lot of these road games. Now we're playing them at home, so we need to return the favor to them. And again, I like what you said. Aztec Nation, we need to show out. We need to show out, show up, be loud, and our team feeds off that. Every team in the Mountain West feeds off that when their home fans are giving them that energy, and our players just play better at home, and I think a lot of that's because of us. And so we need to be there for them, and we need to get these home wins. You got to get them, no exceptions.
And make noise when they shoot free throws, because Fiend can teach you if you don't know how. Fiend can teach you. It works.
Well, that was the greatest thing. That was the greatest thing about being in a road environment where it is completely silent, but you have one crazy guy yelling, "You will miss it. You will miss it." And then they do miss it. And you hear this gasp within the arena, and then people turning around and looking at me, and I'm getting evil eye and stink eye from a lot of people in that arena. Like I said, I'm glad I got out of there without a scratch. I'm really surprised I did.
Well, 79-71 was the score the last time we played Colorado State. That was our fundraiser night. And I think overall, what are we looking at overall? The Aztecs have 39 wins and 17 losses. Is that true? Wow, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay. Well, I think that's about all I think that's about all I can do tonight, guys. It's long weekend. A long weekend. Ourselves
It was fun.
the bat layer, the bat cave arena. Didn't see any bats this time. That would have been cool. But Mike, thank you again for your hospitality. We had a great time in Reno. It's a place I want to go back to again, maybe for football. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I mean, whenever you guys want to come up. We have 7 games left, man. So we have 7 games left. I think we have 7 games to figure out how good this team is going to be. Because you got to put the pedal to the metal here. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, just win it at home. Win it at home. And just take it from there. I mean, you got Fresno State and San Jose State, which hopefully, knock on wood, if those are gimmies. But, like, you still got – shit, man, you got 5 tough games, dude. Colorado State, New Mexico, Utah State, UNLV, Boise State. Jesus Christ. We got to start with – just take one at a time. Like I always said, Colorado State, and that's all that matters. Because you can't play New Mexico until Friday, and you got a game in between now and then.
All right, Mike likes the one game at a time. So, Fiend, I'll give you first crack at this. I like this from Larry Joe. Is this the year where our consecutive streak of making it to the title game in the tournament ends? Because if you go to the Mountain West tournament, that's why I love going, because it's like guarantee. It's a lock. You're going to see the Aztecs for at least 3 games. They've been to the championship game every year that Coach Dutch has been there. So this is what, his 7th season? Mm-hmm. Do you think the streak comes to an end this year?
Well, I mean, if we're playing on Wednesday, I would pretty much say, yeah, it probably would. But this is the toughest Mountain West league that I have seen, I think, since I've been following the Mountain West. And certainly since I've been attending Mountain West tournament games. How many losses did we have when we were the 6th seed in 2017? That's the last time we didn't make it to the title game, but we weren't very good that year. And I know the 6th place team in the league this year is could get an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. So this is the toughest road. If we make it back to the title game and win a championship, it's quite a credit to this team because they beat a hell of a field in the Mountain West.
If you're talking about the 2017-18 year?
17. Yeah, 7 losses.
16-17.
16-17. We were, 9-9.
Oh, there you go.
9-9.
Oh, I blanked like Jeremy blanked out junior year. I think I blanked out that year. I don't remember anything about that year.
Very different year. Nevada was the top dog. Colorado State, Boise, Fresno, New Mexico, then us. Very different year, though. I mean, it wasn't. I don't feel as good as
That
what
was
we're seeing
that
here.
was Fisher's last year. Dutcher took over the next year, but that
Yeah.
is the last time we have not been to the championship game. We won against. I remember that tournament because I was there. We won against UNLV, and then we upset Boise. We were the 6th seed; they were the 3rd seed, and then we lost against Colorado State in the semifinals. So we still played pretty well in that tournament. But this tournament is really up for grabs.
Different animal.
So-
Feels like a different animal.
So I didn't hear an answer in there. Yes or no?
It was a conditional answer. It was a
No,
conditional.
I know there was a lot of stats, a lot of analytics to it.
Well,
Do you
it's
think-
conditional. Like if we're playing on Wednesday, then I think 4 games in 4 days. Like no.
Yeah,
We're playing,
right now,
we got a good shot. Yeah.
right now, this team, yes or no?
Excuse me.
I think they're going to get to the championship game. Do you think they're going to get there or not? This team right now, as of today.
I made you a sandwich.
I can't say with certainty they will. No.
Oh, come on, man! You got to have some takes, bro. You can't just take my takes. You got to have some of your own, where you just say, "Hey, yes, yes," and if you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. You have a 50-50 shot.
As they stand right now, I would. Let me think about this for a second. Okay. Okay. Wait. Here's something. Here's something to think about. Here's something to think about. Okay.
All right,
Okay. So all of our losses have been on the road, right? And all of our wins have been at home
Or neutral.
or neutral. We travel to Vegas. That is like a home environment for us.
True.
So we make it a home environment. Yeah, I think we have a shot at getting to the title game. Yeah,
So
I think we will. Yeah.
Do you think if we have to play Wednesday?
I think we'll get better. I think we'll be better.
Right. I do too.
At the tournament than we are right now.
Yeah. So do you think if we have to play Wednesday that we have probably not a good shot to make it, but if we don't, we have a good shot?
Yeah.
Wednesday's tough. 4 games is 4 days is tough, man. I guess
it's
whoever has to play that is
you might get to the title game. You might get to the title game, but that 4th game in 4 days, there's no way with this bench. The amount of minutes that Jaden Ledee plays and our starters play, like we don't have as deep of a bench as we had last year.
Yeah.
I think that brings up a good point from T-Mac. He says Dutch is doing a great job grooming the bench, and I agree with that 100%. We were talking about that on the trip, but it's still taxing that 4 games in 4 days. Anybody's bench, you're going to be taxed. But let's talk a little bit about that before we sign off, because this game, talking about the Nevada game, okay, well, Jay Powell didn't start, and I get it. He had travel issues against Air Force. That's why he didn't start, but he didn't get the start either in this game. But they brought him in very quickly, right, off the bench. So it's kind of an interesting thing, right? Saunders is coming off the bench. I personally, I like him coming off the bench. I think him starting, talking about grooming the bench, him getting all those starts early in the year. Well, now he's coming off the bench. I think that experience is what's going to really help him as a bench player. He may not have, performed up to that starting caliber that everybody, would like, but I think him having that experience and then now being put on the bench to come in, I think that's going to go a long ways come tournament time. Heidi's a freshman. I know, the freshman mistakes are there, but you hope that by tournament time you can get some quality minutes and continue to work with him. But with Powell, I'm interested because talk about grooming the bench. I mean, that's who I think of, right? Powell's he's been a bench, a key force off the bench. Is he going to be a starter moving forward? Interesting to see that he didn't get the start. I think that's the move to make, though. After that one game against Utah State, I mean, it's a little undeniable to me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think he should be starting. He got 24 minutes. He played a lot in overtime though, right? He had to
with Butler out,
Yeah. I mean, we have a record of when we were undefeated when he played more than 20 minutes, but he wasn't that effective this last game. I didn't get a chance to really look through the tape and see why, but yeah, our bench players, just guys need to step up. We need guys to step up, but again, credit to Nevada, tough road environment, tough defense. They wanted it. They striped out their arena just like New Mexico did. So hats off to them.
But as far as the bench goes, guys, I mean, Parrish had 9 rebounds in this game, or 10 rebounds. 10 rebounds in this game against Nevada. But I just feel like coming off the bench, he's got that capability to be like what we were saying, kind of like a Poli type of player off the bench, that spark plug that in that given situation, you can kind of focus him on, okay, this is how the game is going. This is what we need you to do, attack it and kind of force the issue, press the issue. I think him coming off the bench with Bird and Saunders, man, I think that's pretty potent. And probably better suited.
Yeah, and I think you're just going to see a different team at home. We just play different at home and in home environments, right? And so it is what it is on the road. I don't know. I'm hopeful that we're gonna play well coming into the end of the season and then get to
Emotional damage.
Okay, all right. Hey, you know what?
That's like me. He's like, I don't know. Who knows, bro? We're just trying to win a basketball game.
There we go.
Well, that's one way to get your comment on air. Just picked up merch from Sons of Montezuma's site, linked in the bio. Picked up the snapback with the Aztec character on the flag and the camo bill. So sick. Thank you guys. Sickest design. Man, favorite comment of the evening. Thank you for supporting the shop, guys. We got a lot of things coming very soon. Very, very soon. Wow, the analyst was begging for Powell to guard Blackshear. He said that Saunders didn't have a chance. I mean, nobody was having a chance against Blackshear, really, but that would have been interesting to see Powell on him. I don't know.
No, Powell got beat on that play where Blackshear cut to the hoop and he got the ball under the hoop. I mean, so and no one really guarded him well. I mean, he's just a total mismatch, and we didn't have much success against him.
Good point. Good point, Sarah Fembone. Every team ranked between 16 and 25 lost this week from Weedham Tex. Posted that. Love, he's a good follow. Weedham Tex is an excellent follow on Twitter. And a total of 17 out of 25 teams in the top 25 lost. So, I mean, it's not just in the Mountain West, guys. It's everywhere. It's so wide open. There's like
pandemonium.
Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be great. Like, hey man, this is why I like college basketball more than college football. Because let's just throw it out there. San Diego State is never going to beat an Alabama in those championship games. They're never going to beat them.
Oh, in football.
Yeah, in football. Basketball, we saw it last year. Anything can happen. How many? You don't get those dynasties per se anymore in college basketball like you did. In football, they're still there. Money, right?
I was too slow on the mic sound effects. Like, we're not going to beat Alabama.
No, in football. So what I'm saying is that's why I love college basketball, especially the tournament, because anything can happen. College football, you're like, all right, dude. I mean, but this is why it's so great. 17 of 25 teams lost. New Mexico lost. We lost. It's just crazy, man. Like it's wild what's going on, and I think it's great for the sport. More entertainment, more interest. So, by the way, Coach March, is he the strength and conditioning coach? The one you got the T-shirt for Micah, his little boy.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch the name. What did you say?
Coach Marshall, is he the strength and conditioning coach?
Yeah, Coach Marsh. Yeah.
Dude, I'm looking at his Instagram. That is a sweet brisket, dude. Wow. Invite us. Hey, if he's listening or someone tells him, invite us over, man. Love to try it. Looks great. Wow.
Yeah, it was very cool. I hope all you guys saw that video. Coach Marsh's son, it was his birthday, and he had his Micah Parrish NIL t-shirt that we made, and the whole team sang happy birthday to him. It was awesome.
Look how quickly Mike moved on from my pizza to Coach's brisket.
Different different, mutually exclusive. I mean, it just was here. The pizza was ridiculous. That honestly, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. That might be the best pizza I've ever had. Seriously.
I love to
I mean,
hear
home,
that. Love to hear
yeah.
it.
I mean, so I mean, it was awesome. We should get some of his brisket and throw it on pizza next time though. Maybe have a brisket.
There we go.
But no, yeah, hey man, it'll be fun, dude. This will be fun. You know, we'll get these games. I'll see you guys in Vegas, and hopefully we all get together and hang out with some of these guys on the thing here, and we'll get a little better, nicer bartenders this time. After the game's done.
Oh boy. Well, you know, when the Aztecs are in the building, nobody likes us, but we don't care. It's okay.
I don't care.
No, but yeah, but yeah, dude, I'm glad you guys came up, had fun. You got to meet Cody and Connor and them, and they're good people, and they enjoyed hanging out with you. And Harper loved hanging out with you guys. So, yeah, it was fun. I'm glad you guys came up. It was good. It was a good weekend, fun weekend.
Yeah, look forward to doing it next year. It'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys, is that going to wrap it up? Getting a little late on a Super Bowl Sunday. Thank you guys for joining us. We know there's a lot of highlights. Everybody's, you know, just regurgitating the Super Bowl, but you know, we're Aztecs fans, and you know, I know Sarah, you said people need to chill the out, but we can't. We're Aztecs fans. We're in the middle of this thing, and it's before you know it, it's gonna be March. It's gonna be March. Then we can all really be on edge, and blood pressure will be boiling. But I wouldn't have it any other way. And we thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for all the support in the shop. We're gonna call it a night, but before we go, guys, go Aztecs.
Catapult you, go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you at the game on Tuesday. If you see us, say hello. Say hello. We'll see you guys. Have a good night.